Okay, we're going to start the second part of Module 6.1 SAM textbook project. We finished the Jackman cover letters already. Now we are going to proceed with I'm sorry, we finished the Jackman cover letter. Now we're going to do the merged cover letter section. So that begins in right after we uploaded the Jackman cover letter. So let's go to that site. Okay, this is the page 64N that we've toggled the field codes and everything, and after we did that, then we're supposed to upload it. Okay, so now that's uploaded, we're going to start on the next page. So it says you open a main document is the same as you open any other Word document. Open a backstage view. So I'm going to type in Word, and then I have my documents. Now, the one that I was using was this one because it's in my job hunting folder, and it's super important that you have your file in the correct folder because it needs it for this particular step. I'll show you what I mean. So once I put it in, or try to open it, it's going to ask me, opening this document will run the following SQL command. It's going to pull that information in from our address list because this is a mail merge document and that we created that address list the last time. So what we would do is we would click yes and allow it. If you for some reason did not have your file in the same place as your data source, then you might get an error like this, and you might have to click on find data source and find the folder where the file is for the actual addresses for your merge document. So that's a very important part of keeping all of your data in one place in one folder. That way it is easy for it to work. Okay. So this tells you you can take a break point. We already took our break because I thought this was a really great time to stop because we uploaded that other file. Okay, merging the recipient list in the data source with the main document to generate form letters. The next step in this project is to merge the recipient list in the data source with the main document to generate those form letters. Merging is a process of combining the contents of the data source with the main document. So right now we just have the main document. We don't have any addresses in it. We don't have the people's names. We don't have our if-then statements in here yet. Okay. So to preview mail merge using the mail merge wizard, the next thing we're going to do is click on preview your letters. So I'm going to go to references, I'm sorry, mailings, and I'm going to go to start mail merge, step by step. I should have all of this already in here. See, there's my file. I already wrote the letter, preview the letter, and so step 5 is where we want to be at. So just click on the next until you get to step 5 of 6. So now we can preview our letter. So if you notice, my letter has now pulled in the data from my addresses, from my address list. And before merging, you should always check for errors, okay? And we don't have to actually do this, but you would go through and make sure that everything is spelled correctly. Recipient 1, recipient 2, recipient 3, and you go through and make sure that it all looks correctly. You would check and make sure that it was the right, okay, therapeutic medicine cells in this one, and then recipient 4 is therapeutic medicine. Recipient 5 is medical device. So you make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be before you actually um, merge them. Okay. To merge the form letters to a new document using the Mail Merge wizard, you're going to click the Next to complete the merge. And it's going to ask you what you want to do with it. Do you want to edit the individual letters? And by editing individual letters, it's actually going to create a file with all 5 of the letters in there for you, and you could reuse them, reprint them if you want to. If you're only doing this for a one-time thing and you really don't need them anymore, after you print them, you could just click print and you're done. You can still do it again, you just have to go through the mail merge steps that we just did. Okay. And then here's the question, what if you wanted to print? If necessary, click all to merge them all. So we're going to edit individual letters. It's going to ask us if we want to merge, and we're going to merge all 5 of them. So now we have a 5-page document. This is a new document. It says letters 1. It's a new document that it just opened and created this. We still have our cover letter off to the side, and now we have this 5-page mail merge letter. So we have all 5 of them merged together in this one file. Okay. Let's see here. Step 3 says to view it, and we can see the miniature versions of all 5 letters. I'd rather just scroll down. Not really any help for me to make it like this, but you could make it. Okay, now I can go back to page width, which we already are at, and then it says save the merged letters in the job hunting folder on your hard drive, and it wants you to call it this. So we're going to do that. File, save, and because it's a new document, it's going to ask us where we want to save it. We're going to click on the job hunting folder, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to type in SCWD Jackman merge cover letters. And it's a S letters. People have had errors with it before because they're like, the file name, I can't get it to work. It won't take it. And it's most often caused by a misspelled word. So I want to save it. And then we're going to continue on. It says close button on the mail merge pane title bar because we're finished with the mail merge wizard. Our mail merge wizard, wait. Let me close this, and then here we go. So now our mail merge. So we're going to close that and then turn the page. And then correcting merged documents. If we were wanting to correct it, we could go in and we could correct it and then do another merge. To select the mail merge recipients, edit the recipient list. Right here. We could go in and make changes if we wanted to. I know we're going to delete something, so let me read through this and make sure I'm not missing anything. Click the Edit Recipient list button, drag the scroll box to the right edge of the scroll bar so that we can see products sold and display and sort. So we can click on this to display and sort, or I can click this and we can pick on one. And it wants us to select M. So it's only going to show us our M's for medical devices. And click OK to close the mail merge. Turn the page. To merge the form letters to a new document using the ribbon. The next step is to merge the selected records, those twos that are M. To do this, you follow the same steps described earlier. The difference is that Word will merge only those records that meet the criteria specified, that is, those with the product sold with M. So we're going to finish the merge. And edit individual documents. And we're going to click the all and click OK. And now we have a new merge document from this. And it's a 2-pager because we're only 2 M's. And we can see them by zooming. And then close the window. Do not save these merged documents. So I'll just close it. It's going to ask me if I want to save it, and I don't want to save it. So we're now back to our original document. To remove a merge condition, the next step is to remove that merge condition. So click Edit Recipient List again. Click the filter link. Clear all button. Clear all button. and click OK and OK. To sort a recipient list, the following steps sort the data records by zip code. You may want to print the form letters printed in a certain order. For example, if you want to mail the form letters using the Postal Service bulk rate, you need to have them sorted by zip code. So we're going to click the Edit Recipient List. We'll click the arrow to the right of the zip code. We'll click Sort Ascending. I'm clicking OK. To find the mail merge recipients, if necessary, click the Preview Results button. Click Find Recipient button. Type in the word TAN. Click in the Find Next, and it finds Rudy Tan. Click Cancel to close the dialog box, and then close the open document. As it says, click to save the changes. Turn the page. Displaying mail merged recipients. When you're viewing mail merged data in the main document, that is, the Preview Results button, Preview Results group is selected. You can click buttons and boxes in the Preview Results on the Groups Mailing tab to display different results and values. For example, click the last record, etc., etc. You can also display specific records by clicking on Go To. We did that. Okay, now we've merged and printed the form letters. The next step is to print the addresses on the mailing labels to be affixed to envelopes for the form letters. The mailing labels will use the same data source as the form letter, the Jackman prospective employers. The format and content of the mailing labels will be exactly the same as the inside address of the main document for the form letter. We'll follow the basic steps to do mailing labels as we did the mail merge. So address labels. You need to tell the computer what type of labels you want to use. So we're going to go into Backstage View and click in New. New. New blank document. If necessary to change the zoom to page width, I do need to because I fixed that a while ago. Okay. Display the mailing tabs. Start Mail Merge button. And you want to use the Mail Merge wizard. And in the starting document, we want to make it labels. Select the enable vendor, in this case Avery. We'll click on Label Options. And we want Avery A4, A5. Click OK. I'm missing something. Oh, the type of label. It's J 8158. J 8158. 8158. Okay. So lots of different labels, and they're always listed on the box when you get the labels. And just find out what brand it is and then the label size. Okay. Now I can click on it And we have it. Okay, now that's the correct labels. Click OK on the labels to do it. Okay. Now this screen looks different than mine because my grid lines aren't turned on. So I'm going to turn on my grid lines so it looks the same. There we go. Now let's go back in here. If it even says if grid lines are just not displayed, display them. Okay, click the next to select the recipients. And use existing list because we've already created it. Then we're going to click on the browse. And we're going to find ours. Remember, we put it in a folder called job hunting. Oh, it's in our documents folder. Job hunting. And then we're going to click the file name, Jackman Prospective Employers. It's this one right here because it's data. Click on open. It's going to give us our display screen. And then we're going to click OK because we don't need to make any changes to it. The bottom of the mail merge pane, click next to arrange our labels. In the mail merge pane, click the address block. Our company name is not coming out, so we need to click our match fields to make that work. So we're going to click on match fields, and our company name is not matched. So we're going to go here to our organization name and drop it in. So it should have the address, the organization name, or the name, the organization name, the address, and the city, state, and zip. So click OK. And let's see if ours is that way. Our person's name, the company name, the address, and the city, state, and zip. Okay, so ours looks the way it's supposed to look. It says to click OK on the dialog box. And now it's put the address block computer programming in there, and then everything else is next record, next record, next record. Be careful not to mess with any of this unless you're told to do so, because if you do, then it'll mess up all your labels. You have to start over. Click Update All Labels. Click Update All Labels. Now it's put those address blocks in all of them. Should look like this. Click the next to preview our labels. So this is actually going to show us our labels. We have 5 data sets, so we have 5 addresses. Now, there's something wrong with mine because I don't see the whole address, so we'll see if it talks about it. Click the next preview, which shows a preview of the mailing labels in the document. Because you do not want a blank space between each line in the printed mailing addresses, select the table containing the label layout and display and change the spaces before and after to 0. So we're going to click on our table. Then we're going to go to Home, and we're going to go to our paragraph. I know there's another place to put it, but we're going to do it here. And 0 and 0 and click OK. And now I'm going to click off of it, and now we have our address block correctly. And it should look just like this. Looks great. Click the next to complete the merge. And then we could edit individual labels if we wanted to. We'll click all. So now we can actually go in and make changes if we needed to. And now we would put the mailing labels in the printer, and then we would print it. We're going to go ahead and save it. Let's see your file, save. Documents, job hunting. Let's see. D 6. Jackman. Merge. Mailing. And click save. So if we need to print them again, we can. I highly recommend you print them and make sure they print out right, because if they don't, then you have to print them again. Saving it's a good idea because if you ever need to do it again, you can. Sometimes an envelope will get lost, something happens, so you can go back in and do it. Okay, click Close Document. So File, close the document. That gets rid of our labels. Now we're back to the mail merge. Do, 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 do. Okay, now to address and print envelopes. Now we can do the same thing with this and actually print the envelopes instead of a mailing label, and we could have an envelope for each of our different letters. So that's what we're going to learn next. So we're going to go to a new again, new document, and we're going to go to mailings, and we're going to go to step-by-step mail merge. Now we're going to specify the envelopes. And then the next is a starting document. And we're going to use our, let's see here, hold on, envelope options. And we're going to choose what envelope size. Size number 10 is the most common. Let's see here. It doesn't tell us to change the size of the envelope. It says here, select the envelope size, then click OK. So depending on what envelope you're going to use, you would choose it. Size number 10 is usually the long flat one, and that's what most people use. It looks like this. See here, select the envelope size, click OK. If your envelope does not have a pre-printed return address, position the insertion point in the upper left corner of the envelope and then type a return address. So we're going to put in, does it have anything on here to show us what the return address would be? Okay, we'll go ahead and print ours, or type one in. Let's put in student, and then the next line would be 123 Main Street, any town. Let's see here, Louisiana. And then I don't remember what the zip code, 80165 or something like that. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see here. Click recipients link. Select recipients. And we'll browse. We'll use our existing list again. So we'll go to our documents folder. Job hunting. And then prospective employees again. Click OK. We're going to click here. And then we're going to click next, arrange your envelope. And then we're going to put the address block right here. And again, we're going to have to match the fields for the company. So company is right here. And go to organization name. Click OK. And it'll put it in there for us. Click OK. And our address block is in here now. So next, to preview our envelopes. And now we have our address there. And then let's see here, step 5. Then the next one is number 9. It says click the next to complete the merge. And then in the mail merge pane, click the print link to display the merge to printer dialog box. Let me look at that again. In the mail merge pane, Oh, I see where it is. It's right here, this one. I'm looking up here, but in the mail merge task pane. So let's click to print. Then we're going to click on all. It's going to ask us where we want to print it to. And then we would just click OK, and then it would print it in printer uh, envelopes. And usually the printer will pop up and say, hey, insert envelopes. And you have to insert envelopes in a special area because it's envelope paper instead of regular 8.5 by 11 paper. So the printer recognizes that it's not the right kind of paper. So it's going to ask you for it. Okay. So we're going to pretend we clicked OK, but we're not. And now we have envelopes and mailing labels. Okay. And here you can do it for just one. If you mess up, you don't have to print all of them. You can actually just go in and print one. Okay, merging all data records to a directory. You may want to print the data records recipient list uh, in the data source. That is, so you can recall the data is stored in the Access database table. Thus, you cannot open the data in Word. So to view the data source, you click the Edit Recipient List, which allows you to see it, but you can't actually print it. So one way to print the contents of the data source is to merge all data records in a data source into a single document called a directory. A directory is a listing of data records from the data source. A directory does not merge each data record to a separate document. Instead, a directory lists all the records together in a single document. When you merge it to a directory, the default organization of the directory places each record one after the next, similar to the look of entries in a telephone book. So to create the directory, you're going to follow the steps you would do for a form letter to pull that data source back out. Okay, so change the page orientation from portrait to landscape. It doesn't tell me to open a new page, but obviously we're not on this. So I'm going to minimize that, and I'm just going to do a new document. Let's open a new document. Change the orientation to landscape. Create a directory layout placing, oh wait, I know what we're doing. This is just telling us what we're doing. And now we're going to actually do the steps. Okay. So if necessary, create a new blank document. There we go. Display the layout tab, click orientation to change it to landscape. Click landscape, which we've done. Next page. To merge to a directory. Display the mailings tab. Click on the start mail merge. And we're going to go to a directory. This is what we're wanting. Click on the select recipients button. We're going to use an existing list. Again, we're going to navigate to our documents folder, our job hunting folder, and then Jackman prospective employers. That's step 4. Step 5 is click the open button. And step 6 has insert merge field arrow. So we're going to click on insert merge field right here and the arrow. And we're going to click on title. It's going to put that merge field in there. Then we're going to put a comma. And then we're going to insert the first name. So insert merge field, first name, comma, last name, merge field, last name, comma, organization name, insert merge field, organization name, comma, address line 1, address line 1, address line 2, address line 2, comma, city, insert merge field, city, comma, state, comma, and zip codes. insert merge field, zip code on the insert merge field, so that the fields in the data source appear in the main document separated by a comma, except do not type a comma after the zip code, which we did not, and then press enter. Okay, so I'll press enter. So ours should look just like this, right? And I would highly recommend that you go through and look at each of the different ones and review. Make sure that it's exactly the same as theirs is. And it says save the directory main document job hunting folder on your drive called Jackman Potential Employer Directory Layout. So we're going to click on File, Save, Job Hunting Folder, File Name, and it's SC underscore WD underscore 6 underscore Jackman Potential Employer Directory. Yeah, save. This is another file that you'll need to upload for 6-1 or 6-2 to merge to a new document. The next step is to merge the data source. So we're going to click on Finish and Merge, Edit Individual Document. We'll click All, and there's all of our names. Now it's just data right now, so we're going to organize the data in the next steps. To convert text to a table, we're going to press Control A to select the entire document. Then we're going to click Insert so we can insert a table. We're going to click the Table button, and we're going to go down to Convert Text to a Table. So Table, Convert Text to a Table. We're going to click on it. It should automatically put 9 columns because that's how many columns we have. But if it doesn't, make sure it's set at 9. Okay. It says Auto Fit to Window. So we're going to click Auto Fit to Window. And if necessary, make sure commas is selected to separate it into each of the different columns. That's why we put commas between each of our data fields. Okay. So ours should look like this: 9 auto fit and commas, 9 auto fit commas, and then click the OK button. And now it puts us in a table. Now modify and format the table now. So now we're going to add a top row. Insert above. And we're going to put in title, name, last name, organization, name, address line, organization, address line 2, city, state, and zip code. Hopefully I spelled everything right. Bold the contents of the first row. There's a B. Bold. This is if necessary, adjust the column widths. So we're going to do that. Let's see here. This one is too big. This one is okay like that. Zip code. This one. State. City. Address 2. What I'm doing now is double clicking to make it auto fit, see if that helps. I cannot get mine to do what it's supposed to do. Let's see here. Just I'm gonna make it just a little wider this way. It didn't tell us what column or what the margins were, so my margins might be set a little off when I clicked on a new document. There we go. Now it looks like that. Okay, now number 5, center the table between the margins. So I've got the table selected, and I'm going to center it. If you had a table that exceeded a page length, you wanted the header to repeat on all of them, then this is what you would do. Position the insertion point in the header row. Click Repeat Header Rows. Table Tools, Layout, Layout. And then the Data, and Repeat Header Rows. And that would allow it to repeat the header rows. Try it again. Okay, turn the page. To sort a table by multiple columns, the next step is to sort the table. With the table selected or the insertion point in the table, click the Sort button. It's under the Table Tools Layout tab, and it's under Data, and then Sort. I messed something up. There we go. All right. So I selected the table again, and then I went into Data and Sort. Now I have my sort. Okay, so it says we want to sort by city. So let's sort by city. Necessary, click the header row so that the first row remains its current location. Click OK. And it is now sorted by city. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. If necessary, deselect the table. Save the merged directory in the job hunting folder, Jackman Potential Employer Directory. So we're going to go File, Save, and we're in our Documents Job Hunting folder. We'll type in SC_WD_Jackman Merge Potential Employer. And remember, you have to put your name at the end of it before you actually upload it, okay? If you're using the SAM. And this is where this would be uploaded. All right, and we're to the summary. So we are finished with Module 6, Textbook Project.